Hi, and welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, Tiff Hall. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present. If you're like me and you love to live in your gym clothes a lot of the time, it can be super time-consuming and frustrating to be constantly washing your clothes. So today, I've got some tips to help deal with your sweaty workout clothes. Believe it or not, repeatedly wearing your sweaty workout gear can actually be a health risk. How often you wash your clothes isn't just about visible sweat marks and funky odours. You need to consider how much you sweat, how humid the place is, and the type of fabric you're wearing. Sweat creates the perfect moist environment for bacteria to grow. Ew. And wearing sweaty clothes more than once can lead to a bacteria imbalance, which can cause rashes, skin inflammation, or infections if you've got grazes or cuts. General rule, if your clothes are damp, smelly, or have been tight on your skin for a while, it's best to give them a wash. If you can't wash them immediately, try hanging them out in the sun to dry. UV kills bacteria and the growth will slow down when the fabric is dry. How cool is that? So here's some tips for when you're washing your workout gear. Soak your clothes in white vinegar for 30 minutes before washing. Vinegar is a natural deodorizer and cleaner with a low acid level. It'll help kill any lurking bacteria and remove the smell. Add half a cup of baking soda to the washer cycle and your gym clothes for extra odor neutralizing. Try turning your gym clothes inside out before they go in the wash. Think about it. Most of the bacteria and oils will be on the inside of your clothes. So this helps ensure all that gets washed away and keeps your clothes looking newer. Use a little bit of detergent, about half the amount you'd usually use. You might think the more detergent the better, but it can actually leave a residue behind that helps to trap sweat, bacteria, and that doesn't wash out. That's a hot tip. Don't use fabric softener on your gym clothes. It's not good for synthetic fibres, it can leave behind a coating on your clothes, and it's not going to help them perform well either. Don't forget to protect your sports bras by using a washing bag. You can grab these at Bras and Things really easily. It's the simplest way to throw your bras in and look after them. So here's a little bit about my routine with washing gym clothes. And I know you're probably thinking, what am I doing listening to a podcast all about washing dirty gym clothes? But if you're a cleaning nerd like I am, and I love cleaning, then this is actually super helpful. And I love listening to anything and watching anything on Instagram that's about cleaning hacks. So here are a couple of things that I do. I never tumble dry my Lycra because it's super delicate and it will make it lose its shape. And you really want to keep it looking like, if your Lycra's shiny, you want to keep the shine, you want to keep your sports bras with their shape and support, so never tumble dry. In terms of washing detergents, the more natural the better, I prefer, and they focus more on the odour, so I always go more natural. Someone asked me recently, how much workout gear do you have? Well, more workout gear than I can actually count because I do have a workout clothing company, Activewear company. So I do have a lot of workout gear, and I used to have a separate workout wardrobe in my old house, but then I had kids and I moved, and now we all fight over wardrobe space. It's really precious real estate in my house now, and I've lost my workout wardrobe. So now I try and be really savvy and buy really good quality brands because you don't want clothes that just fall apart after one wash. I always like to invest in high performance fabrics that are going to last lots of sweat. Now, I am a big sweater. I do like one move and I'm drenched in sweat. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm that person. So I'm always washing my workout gear. My favorite brands of workout clothes, it's got to be TXO Flex, my own workout activewear label. But of course, I still love Nike, Arlo, Lululemon, Adidas. I love all these brands. They're fantastic with their fabrics. Now, a question has come through to me recently about getting blood out of workout gear. And this isn't just, we're talking about period blood, but also when people injure themselves while working out. And I love boxing, so I often get blood on my wraps and on my hands. So This is just some of my tips, things that I've found that work over the years. Really cold water initially, fantastic. Then if you've got home remedies of vinegar, baking soda and toothpaste, that also works as a great stain remover. Obviously, soaking it in any traditional stain remover is going to work, but also a great trick that I try on my kids' clothing when they cover themselves in texture is to use a little bit of hand sanitizer. Now, I actually haven't tried that with blood, but it has worked fantastically on all kinds of stains with my kids. So hand sanitizer is a big hot tip. So we always encourage you to send in your questions, whether it's via my DMs on my Instagram at tiffhall_xo or at email. I love hearing what you think. So I'm going to answer some of the questions today, and I have a great question here that comes from Amanda. She asks, I want to get a personal trainer, but I'm a bit embarrassed about the assessment they make you do, those tests. How do you assess an individual's fitness level when they first start working with you? Really great question. And fair enough, you're in this strange gym environment, you've never met this person, and now they're asking you to do max push-ups. I mean, I would die. So when I have a client, I usually don't start with the test because it freaks people out. I prefer to start with more functional movement screening and getting the client just gently moving. This includes some mobility and some muscle activations, all very, very safe stuff. It could be some banded crab walks, some glute bridges, some stick mobility type stuff. I'll get them to have a crack at some deep squats, step-ups, lunges, shoulder mobility, push-ups, core work, some rotational core work, just so I can assess their movement patterns. Each person's movement is shaped by their health and athletic history, and it's very natural for there to be varying levels. So I'll assess their flexibility also, and also their risk of injury. I usually don't introduce any weights. Body weight is fine, and I make sure that we're having fun. That's really important. Then I'll look at their work capacity. So their capacity for physical fitness work, and also the level of output that a person can bring to the session, e.g., is this a burnt out mum of 3 kids who is coming to me already tired, and I need to be more mindful of her nervous system and not overloading it? So in that case, we're not going to be doing HIIT training straight off. So I really need to know their background a little bit, and this helps me to know how far I can push someone in each session. You don't want to be vomiting in your session. Like, that is not a badge of honor. You want to make sure that the person is having fun, that they're comfortable, that they're getting results. And this could be different for every person. So it could be a 1K run for one client, or a 1-minute quick push on the watt bike, or a 500-meter row. It could be a 2-minute round of boxing, holding a wall sit or a plank. And I always make sure that I'm talking to the client about their goals. It's very important to have goals, to know what they want to get out of their training with you, and getting to know that is the most crucial thing. So yeah, that's kind of the way I roll. Every personal trainer is different, and there are different ways to assess different clients, but that's what I do, which kind of works. Now, I have another question here from Michaela. She says, I often get really motivated for a few weeks when working out, but lose interest when I plateau. Can you give me any ideas on how to beat a fitness plateau? Oh, it's torturous. Getting that fitness plateau and just feeling like you're never getting any better, it's horrible. I hear you. So my advice is to mix it up. Your body needs to be pushed in order for it to adapt. So if you're stuck in a rut, challenge yourself with a different fitness class like CrossFit or boxing. If you've never run, try a few treadmill sprints at the end of your session. Do stuff you've never done before. The more you cross-train, the more variety and the more fun you will have, and it will keep you engaged, keep your body guessing, and really help you to get those results. And the last question I have, it's from Brenton. He says, I'm heading back to the gym after a long break, about 10 years. Back when I was training, we just used to have protein powder. Now it seems like there's a million supplements and you have to take a cocktail of supplements to get results. What do you suggest if I want to gain lean muscle? This is such a great question. I'm really old school. I say eat your protein. So nothing beats great quality protein from food, all those vitamins and nutrients. It beats all the subs out there. You really can't replicate it. Quality training and quality food will build lean muscle. Don't get sucked in by all the SUPS hype out there. It's endless. You do need to have a really good personalized training program to follow. So I would invest your money in a top personal trainer who's going to create you the best training program, and eat well rather than waste your money on supplements. There's only 2 supplements I would recommend in this case. Number 1 is magnesium for recovery. That's really great. I love that. And number 2 is whey protein. There's more studies done on the results of whey protein than any other protein source. So whey protein is a yes from me. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I love having your company, so please DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_xo and let me know what topics you'd love me to cover. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon. Happy days.